The Luke and Bernie Show template.
If you get a chance.
Luke and Bernie Show!
And put it under the...
Alright, so that brings
Put it
us
under the
to
creative.
our first module, introduction and getting started. And sort of what we're going to cover in this module this morning. We're going to look at the goals for the day. We're going to prepare to make a game. We're going to talk about how to sort of know your audience, make sure you have that clear understanding of who you want this game to be for and who you want to bring it to in the audience and sell it to, and things like that. And then we're going to talk about picking the right tools for that kind of job, what you need to consider, what best fits the gameplay you're going to be working on or the system you want to roll it out for, and so on.
Ours is just...
And then we're going to move into really what you need to start this demo as well as other things like that. And then verifying that we have everything running, we're ready to go. And we're going to take a quick look at a couple of new features in Visual Studio's 2013 that'll help you do this development process.
Good.
Alright, so first off, the goals for the day. We're going to examine the process of preparing to make that game. We're going to create a C++ game for Windows Store using DirectX. That's our major goal for today.
C++ game for Windows Store using DirectX. I like their plan.
And pattern implementations that are used when developing video games across the industry, whether you're indie or AAA. A lot of these things are sort of the backbone of how we build games, how we put it together. So we're going to look at those. And they'll pop up throughout all of the different sections. There's not just one section on that. And we're going to hopefully increase everybody's technical knowledge about threads, state machines, polymorphism, inheritance, other topics that are
polymorphism,
again,
right? I know all about that.
Day. And then at the end, we're going to have
all
a couple
about
of resources for you to
That's what I went to school
your
for.
learning, somewhere to step
I just didn't end up going to polymorphism.
Move on with this game, bulk it out a little more, add your own layer to it, your own touch to it.
Where's
and things like that. And ultimately, have some fun while we're at it. So the preparing to make a game stage, early on, there's really two main approaches most people will work with. Either they have this great idea, they've been mulling it around in their head for years, they finally have all the tools at their disposal, they've got some time, they're going to detail it, lay it all out, write it all out in paper, prototype it, and then really start to get into trying to create it. And that's fine, that's a great way to do it, especially when you know exactly what you want to do. Other times, the other approach usually is that
check these out.
You just want to do something. I don't know, you have a week off, Christmas vacation's coming up for a lot of people, those kinds of things. We want to pick a main mechanic and a theme usually, and then develop around that, experiment with it, play with it a little, and just sort of see what comes out of that idea, that one little idea you started with, and just go wherever it takes you. That can really move you into an area of game development where it doesn't feel as structured. It's just everything's flowing. You take the path of least resistance. Some people call it extreme programming. They don't worry about tomorrow or the next day or what they're going to have to deal with. They just take the simplest and easiest approach, hammer it out now, see where it goes. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you cut it, and you keep going on. And that can make great, fun, entertaining little games that are perfectly suitable to roll out. There are obviously some other approaches out there. You could do a satire of other games, well-known ones, make fun of them, make fun of whole genres, sort of, we see that a lot lately going into different indie markets, and that people are just like, oh, I want to make a spoof of all the horror games that I used to know and love, or all the platformer games, and so on. You could revive an old genre that's being neglected right now. It's another great approach. There's been a lot of popular platformers come back in. The 8-bit era is sort of coming in, so instead of really bringing back a genre, they're just making all the art in all the genres where we wouldn't have seen 8-bit, now 8-bit. I'm sure you can think of a ton of games that fit that profile. And another approach is just to learn from others what they've done well, clean up what they did poorly, and move on from there. That's a great way for people to do case studies. That's effectively what you're doing. You just pick a game, maybe in a genre you don't normally play or you haven't programmed for before, just to give yourself some more breadth in what you can do. You take it, you analyze it, try to pick out what went wrong, what was great, try to keep those, try to fill in any holes that you remove from taking out the parts that didn't work so well. And then finally, you can always just make a story and art game. People that usually do that want to show off their art skills or their creativity or something like that, and it's fine. We haven't seen them really take off all that much, but it serves a purpose. Some people really love them. It's more of a niche market, but you're doing it to accent your skills more than actually trying to do the next blockbuster. And that's absolutely fine. It's a great way to do different kinds of games. So, of course, you're probably going to need a team. So it could be other students, it could be other professionals that you know from other industries. Don't be afraid to share your game ideas with people. Okay, go to events, mashups, programming, game-a-thons, weekends, things like that. Share your ideas with people. A lot of people, when they start out, they're afraid that, if I tell somebody, they're going to take my idea and run with it, and I'm not going to get any credit. Don't worry about that. They have their own ideas. Okay, you're going to come up with a new idea pretty quickly anyways if you try. Okay, it might feel like it's the best idea ever, but it might not be, and you'll find that out when you start programming. So don't be afraid to share with people. You want to find people that are interested in that idea. They might be like, oh, that sounds great. Do you need an artist? Do you need another developer? And so on. And you really want to look for those people with a like mind that are going to help you initially really grow that idea and build it out. At the same time,
I feel like my hair's starting to look good.
People that offer strengths to cover your weaknesses. Okay.
At this length,
it's
starting to get like that, like long,
graphics and programming that, but you have nobody that can draw. Your game is sort of limited in certain aspects, so you might want to find somebody else that can bring those other sides to the coin and complete your whole project. So you should also find still the people with talents that lie within your area, especially if that area happens to be what your game needs to bulk out. Having 3 or 4 programmers is great if you're going to have a lot of structured moments that you need to hand code every single one. Typically, you don't want to do that with a game, but
see you too
those are the kinds of people you're going to need if that's what
like in the couch and stuff
in that development process. Don't forget someone that knows businessing or marketing or something. If you're going to take this all the way, you're going to publish it, you're going to get out there in the world, and you're going to be a huge success, you probably want somebody that you know, you can trust, that you've worked with before, that knows a little bit of the marketing, businessing side, because a lot of smaller companies really run into that issue. They think they can do it all themselves. They get out there, they're great programmers, they're great artists, they're great game designers. They know nothing about marketing, and that's where the slip up occurs. So try to keep that in mind when you're looking for your team of individuals to bring together. Of course, you can always fly solo. There's no meetings, there's no extra overhead. Whatever idea you like, you can put in there and you can get going. It's a great way to start.
Son of a bitch, you two!
Different game elements, different mechanics. There's no pressure, it's just you. But then again, some people don't have the best dedication or drive. They get distracted by whatever games came out this week, and the research takes over their time. Not so much developing happens. So always try to make sure you have that extra person to give you that nudge, even if they're not necessarily in your team. Somebody that can keep you on track if that's what you
called
need.
Playing video games research.
It is an important part. So those are the 2 ways to sort of form your team and get started.
So I was watching
Once
porn.
you have that team, you have your idea. You really need to.
So I was watching porn.
How's that research?
I was just kidding. It's as much research as playing video games is.
If you're trying to make a video game,
sometimes
you're trying to make a baby.
Companies or even individuals, I myself will do this.
No.
If I'm going to make a game
it's research.
that's for a niche group, you need to know that specific profile of person that looks for those kinds of games. And sometimes the best way to do that is to build a persona or a profile for them. Write it down or type it up, whatever. Get it structured, be detail oriented. What kind of games do they like?
Yeah, if he looks like he didn't take a shower this morning.
And again, this is all subjective and hypothetical. But later on, when you're developing
he
something,
makes more money than like everybody in this house.
Look back and be like, well, here are the solutions. Which one should you pick? You look at your persona. You read over the details, evaluate it a little bit, and be like, hey, this persona would have liked this decision. So that's what we're going to go with. Sometimes that's a great aid. So you want things like their age, their gender, your target audience, all those details. How much time do they play during a day? How much time do they play during a week?
Look like he makes a lot.
Right? Do they prefer co-op, single player, multiplayer, and so on, versus
No.
MMO?
He looks like
I
one of
wouldn't
those
say
guys.
piece of shit.
He looks like one of those guys that would tip
Those
poorly.
kinds of details are what you're looking for.
What?
In that
Like he would
audience
tip
profile.
poorly.
tip poorly?
And then
I don't think
whenever
he
you
would
have a question,
tip
like I
poorly.
said, about your game, you can go back
I think
to that,
they just
refer
don't.
to
He
that.
doesn't go
It
out
helps
to eat
you
because he's got
maintain
social
your
anxiety.
focus
10%.
on the
That's
goals
what he looks
as the
like.
years pass by.
10% is a joke. It's not
terms
even
of
a real thing. You have to do 15%.
Which platforms
Not
are
him.
you making this game for?
That's not
What
true. That is
differences
a
are there
pretty
between
serious
the selected
accusation there, Luke.
platforms that you've
You shouldn't
chosen?
go around telling at
We
people
need
that
to
he only
consider,
tips
are there
10%.
control
I
schemes?
met
A
him.
lot of-
We went out to dinner.
Oh, no, you
he
didn't.
only tips
This is-
10%.
You are totally
And
slandering this
to make
man.
it for a tablet or a phone. And the simplest things will slip by the entire
Slander!
time, thinking they can just, for example, scale the screen size and everything will have enough
10%
room to
sucks.
play with. We'll have enough
Who thinks that's
control
acceptable to?
space and
Who?
so
I
on,
want to know
but
who.
you don't anymore, maybe on a smaller screen or a different format, maybe stretched a little bit more and so on. So those are important things to consider. Detail them. If you are going to hit multiple platforms, you are going to roll out in different stores, you need to consider all those things ahead of time. Is there a large performance difference? Is usually the key one that everybody does consider. Oh, I'm going to run on the new Xbox One, but at the same time I want it to run on my phone. Those kinds of performance differences are going to be key to remember. Most people get that one. They usually forget the screen format, the touch controls versus a controller, and so on. It seems obvious. I'm surprised at what slips people's minds if you don't sort of write it down and actually consider it and think about it actively. Now, what hoops do you have to jump through? On these different platforms. Some
Jump
of them
3.
have certification requirements to get into the store and
Jump
get it out there. Other ones
What
have
kind of hoops do you have to jump
either
to?
none or a completely different set. If you're going to release it on the web,
What kind of hoops are you
there's
jumping
no
for?
real certification requirements. You just need to get it out there and away you go. But
Or
most of the
hoops.
phone vendors and other digital stores, you
I'm
do
bored.
have something that you have to meet
I've
requirement-wise.
lost.
And that's important to try to do a little research into. Make sure
I'm
you
still
know
kind of
differences,
listening.
and that you can hit all of those differences.
He's boring. He's a boring talker.
Also, what will those platforms be like? Now, picking the right tool is important. Should you use a game engine, middleware? Are you going to outsource some of the artwork and so on? You really just want to pick what fits your specific game's needs and goals. Some people will set out and do it the opposite way. What tools are available for me? What can I develop with? They'll just pick those, and then they'll develop a game that fits those tools. And that's perfectly fine. That's a great way to do it. At least you know you're going to be able to accomplish whatever you set out to do. But a lot of the times, it's usually you have an idea, or you've been handed out, a contract or something, where they want you to make a game a certain way, and you're going to need to find the tools that fit that. So can a certain tool fill an area or skill that your team is lacking? That's another great place for tools. For example, organizational skills. A lot of people lack organizational skills.
True.
And there are tools out there to help you with that. Keep you
Really?
on track. Okay, you
This
can
guy
get
knows.
Gantt charts and so on to keep everybody's tasks lined up. You know when everybody's going to complete the different tasks and move forward together as a team. So there are great tools for soft skills. There's all the tools we actually need that we're going to talk about today. We're doing the hard skills and the actual development as well. And using someone else's system, whether it's code that you've downloaded from the internet or an engine, you have to realize that it was designed to do something else in a particular way or a particular fashion for whatever they were solving. And you're going to need to adapt that. You're going to spend time spinning your wheels trying to figure out why they
doesn't know
optimize
English.
certain things.
Read
certain
the
ways.
1, 2, 3,
You're probably going to
4.
have to dig in
Fourth
and
bullet down,
rewrite
second
certain
word.
chunks
There.
of it.
That
And
is
if you
the
don't have
wrong
access to those
there.
chunks of source code,
These
you're
guys
going
are
to be
idiots.
caught and not really have
It's the
anywhere to
wrong
go at
one.
that point. You're going to have to change your game.
Is there a tool?
So you
No.
gotta be
Whose
wary
tool?
of bringing in other
I'm
people's
confused
tool
then. Now
sets
your
that
whole
don't
question
have
doesn't
that
make
low-level
sense.
access unless you, again, are building your game with tools as opposed to the other way around. So another thing to consider, you do have other people working with you. Are these tools, are other people in your team comfortable working with these tools? Do they have experience with it? Or is
Bernie's
everybody
good
going
with
to have
Photoshop.
a learning curve, picking this up, running with it,
Yeah.
and trying to make
I said
something
Bernie's
with
good
it?
with
You might
Photoshop.
wanna pad out
I'm
your
not
planning
good with
initially,
Photoshop.
and
I
how
know
long
how
We
to-
could sell your logos and shit.
to accomplish
We could
in
together
early
sell our
stages
logos and shit.
Because of the
We should go on like websites. Like we should go see if there's any like paid Photoshop jobs
And
we
then
can do.
finally,
Because then not only can
what are your
we
deployment strategies
get paid for doing
and
the
how are you gonna
Photoshop
manage
job,
your code and assets
we can
with multiple
stream
people?
us
There are
doing the
tools that help
Photoshop
Should I
job.
look on
with those
Craigslist
kinds
for
of
shit like that?
situations. There are tools
Or
that
what do
plug
I
right
do,
in
just
with
put
Visual
it in
Studio
Google?
I
as
think
well
there's
to
a
help
thing
you
called
manage, for example, your source
Fiverr,
code
or there's
and
this
push it
other
up to a
thing.
central
Look up
repository
selling.
that
Look up.
everybody on your team can grab.
Look
and
up
you'll want to
buy
look at those
artwork.
tools and sort of see how they fit together, where you can get them,
Bye.
and wrap it all up. Deployment, same kind of idea. How you can
Too much. Buy artwork from.
platforms that you're going to need.
This is buy artwork from students, artists, Bali, heroes, from the block.
From artists.
Bug tracking or getting responses from users when you're getting bug crash is another kind of tool that you can
What
look
does it say?
into.
What are the top results?
You can bind
What
them
are
right into your
ads?
code so that
Yeah,
way,
what are the ads for?
unfortunately,
The
somebody
original art for
hard locks
sale,
your game and it
sad
freezes up and
shit
crashes. It sends you back a
Sad
little
shit.
bug report on where it did,
Let me
what
see.
possible data there was,
It's just
so you
it's a
can fix
fancy,
it
like,
and get it back out there.
fancy
Those are
word,
sort of the larger stages.
Just lots of A's. I'm a tailor.
Oh, you clicked on it?
Yeah.
How do I go back?
Back.
A lot of
Hit
the
the
indie
back button.
developers don't necessarily have that in their
It wasn't
Windows
working.
stores, apps, and things like that. If it crashes, they hear about it on the forums and they try to fix stuff that way. But there are tools out there, and that's what I want
Okay,
you to be
Google.
aware of, that you can get and you can build.
Okay,
into
Google.
systems to sort of handle that kind of situation. So
How do I
what
buy
you
art
need
from
to
a local
really get
artist?
started?
Well, I was going to say, actually, that was a really good overview of planning out a game. It does take a lot of time.
Okay,
There's a lot
Google.
to consider, obviously.
Okay,
but
Google.
if you go through those steps and you
Okay,
take that
Google.
time, down the road,
Mine
you're going to save
didn't
yourself
even-
a lot of time, right?
Mine
so
just went
yeah,
on.
definitely planning
Don't
is
do
a very
that.
big part of making
She's
video
my
games.
bitch.
A lot of us out there can code really well,
Hi,
but
I'm your
a lot
Google
of us have a little
Assistant.
trouble planning. So
I can help you
yeah,
find
take
what
the
you
extra bit of
need
time
and get
and
things
definitely
done.
go through those
If
steps.
you need help, just
really
ask,
good overview,
what
though.
can you do?
Yeah, so
how can I help?
speaking of tools we're going to need for today.
How can I buy
obviously you're
art,
gonna need a
like
copy of
logos,
Windows,
from
8.1.
artists on the internet?
There's some numerous ways you can get your hands on that. If you can't get a copy,
This
you
came
can
back
also
from a
get
search.
trial copy for this. If you're a Mac user, there's ways of getting that on your hardware as well. You can look at something like Parallels or using a virtual machine. You're going to need a copy of Visual Studio 2013. Ultimate or Premium are the best ways to go, I find. Anyway, they got all the bells and whistles for us to play around with. But if you only got access to Express, that's going to work fine for you as well. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you're really going to need to get started today with us. And yeah. So what do you think? You want to jump in and show them a little bit demo? What it takes to get
I
a
don't know.
DirectX game up and going?
Yeah, we can
I'm not
do
even
that.
that good of an artist, so we probably shouldn't fuck with that. That idea doesn't sound great.
Sorry, it takes a second to switch over here. Alright, so we have everything set up. If you have everything installed, wrong button there. You can just verify everything's in place, that you have everything you need. Again, Visual Studios 2013, when you install it and set it up, it has all the packages you will need for DirectX. There's no extra installing SDK pieces or other puzzle pieces that you need to find.
So they're
bring in.
finally starting to
Really
show
gonna
how
need
you
to get
actually do
started,
it.
today with us. And
Oh, good.
so what do you think? You want to jump in and show them
They're
a little
finally
bit,
going to show how you
demo?
actually do it.
What it takes to get a DirectX game up and going?
Yeah, we can do that. So let me just jump out of here. There we go. Sorry, it takes a second to switch over here.
He was doing something else.
Alright, so
Why didn't he have it up?
we have
already?
everything
He's
set
a
up. If you have
schmuck.
everything
That's
installed,
why. He's a
it's
schmuck.
You
Didn't
can
even
just
brush his hair before he
verify
left to go to the
everything's in
office.
place,
He was
that you
watching
have
Facebook
everything you
videos
need.
and shit.
Again,
Just now, he was like, oh, it
He's like, oh,
takes,
shit.
takes a second to
install it and set it up.
switch
It
over
has all
to
the
it.
packages.
And the guy was smiling.
There's no extra installing SDK pieces
Like,
or,
why?
other puzzle
It's like,
pieces that you need to
oh,
find. Bring in.
tab,
So you
tab,
can
tab,
just
tab,
fire
tab.
up
It takes a
That's the
second.
second. There we go.
There we go.
C++. And what are we going to run here? Let's go with, does that one look good? There we go. Let's do this one here. So one way to test, you can do the Windows Phone Direct3D app native only. And just create one of those. And effectively, if everything's good, you should be able to just compile that and run that on its own right away. Of course, it'll pop up the emulator, and that may take a few seconds depending on your system once it's done compiling. But in the end, what we should get here, just to verify that we have everything we need for today's setup, is we'll see a nice little multicolored cube that you can spin around and
The program
manipulate
does
on
this.
the emulator itself. I'm just going to take a minute to load here. Oh, coming online. There we go. Got to install the application on our emulator.
First time always takes a little bit. And then,
Yep,
you know,
there it
afterwards-
is. So if you can do that, then you pretty much know you have everything you need to move forward with all the stuff we're going to do today. This is running in DirectX 3D, and that's about it. So it's a pretty simple little app.
Play on this program.
We will actually refer to this one again
I want to
later
play
on
so bad.
today as we go
You
through
just make
different
stuff.
modules.
I have it
Right?
on my
Just to
laptop.
show you how they pull
You
this
just
off,
make shit on this,
how they
right?
do
And then,
the
like, if
different
it's good
color
enough,
bending between
it
the
works on
corners,
this emulator.
how we
And if
build
it works
the
on the
keys,
emulator,
and
you
so
can
on, and
literally
then
put
we'll
it
show
on
you
the
how
app
we do it
market.
in
Like,
our actual
you
demo
just
app
literally
as
have to
well.
do it. You don't need anything. You need a Google account to put stuff up. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like, that's the beauty behind all of this. Everybody tells you,
See,
oh,
these-
you have
these-
to be, you know, already
Right now,
making
they're
it.
showing doing it for Windows Phone
So
though.
yeah, if you're
Okay, but can you
been
do
using
it for other
DirectX for a while and
platforms?
you're probably kind of
You get to
shocked.
look
I was
it
shocked
up.
when I first saw that. How easy
I
it
think
was
I
to
saw
get a
him
DirectX
select the
app up and
platform.
running.
Rewind the video back to
He
when
did select the
It used to take us,
platform,
what,
but
a
I don't
minute
know.
just to get a window
I don't
to
know
pop
if this
up, and
has
then,
like Android.
you know, you'd be
Android?
sitting there writing the engine all weekend, and then finally you get to dig into the game code. So yeah, definitely having that template is a huge bonus now.
Yeah, especially for beginners, just seeing how to do some primitive geometry and stepping through. There's so many topics you really need to get to a point like this, where you actually have a little pop-up menu that you can tap on or click on. We got a little camera system here, so I can jiggle it around. On the guy on the right at the moment, and you can move these little sumo cubes around, try to push each other, try to get them out of the area. And this is effectively the demo game that we're going to be looking at.
That would
and
be
going
pretty
over.
cool
I can get
if
them
there
off.
was
There we go.
like
And we win.
different like
Tap it.
Japanese
We get
restaurants
back
around
in,
it,
play
and
it
instead
again.
of being
So,
like little like random
that's what we're gonna
sumos,
look
if
at
they were
today,
like
really.
the
So
sushis,
again, we're
plating
gonna
it
use our
out,
cube
different
that we just saw.
sushis.
We're going to look at
I feel
how
like
to
a game
build
like
that
that
cube
could
out.
sell.
We're going to place it in here. We're going to get this
Just steal
little
their idea.
cylinder for our
We
playmat.
call it
And then we'll work
sumo,
with physics, AI, and all
sumo
those other
sushi.
things. So this is effectively our end goal for today.
We sell it
is to
on
try to get to
Xbox,
this
Windows
point
Store,
where we can
and
try to do. Oh,
On
just
Xbox?
bite me good there.
Yeah.
Come on. And we'll be able to play this, and if he beats me,
We'd be like
possibly has
legit.
a ring there, and we lose. So that's what our end
you
goal
start people with
is.
60
really,
seconds. They're different pieces of sushi.
And that's what we need to
People are
get to.
eating.
All right,
People are
so
eating in the background and shit, or
Hop
just
back over
even like
here,
a standing
continue on.
standing
Standing.
still, like
Watching.
hibachi
So
restaurant.
since we're talking
you know,
about
like an
Visual
empty
Studio, I'll take
restaurant.
over for a second and
Sure.
just have a quick chat about some of the cool new features available in Visual Studio. So yeah, in Visual Studio 2013, they've added a lot
That
of
guy
helpful,
actually, like,
things for
is,
us,
like,
and I thought
important-
I'd take
not
just a couple
important, but
minutes
he,
to step
like,
through,
The
a
guy
few
talking
of them.
right now, I feel like wearing the Microsoft
So
shirt.
first up,
He's, like,
if you're a
ideal,
C
like,
or a
employee.
C
This
Sharp
guy
developer,
looks like he
you've
doesn't
probably
know a
seen
lot
this
about it,
before,
came
but just recently
Yeah,
in
that guy got
2013, they
those
released the Just My Code for C++. JMC feature, as it's known as in the short form, is basically there to help the users focus on their code. So you're not seeing all the other library code and stuff like that when you set your breakpoints, which is very helpful. You know, I've done it numerous times. I've stepped, into a function and suddenly I'm getting thrown into a Windows library and I got to step out and then step back in, and that gets kind of tedious after a while. So this is a really good feature, especially when you're doing the late night coding and you're trying to figure out why that bug's there, and you're pulling your hair out just to want to figure it out.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Everybody is watching Beauty and the Beast, and they're saying that it's amazing. And I'm jealous of every single one of them.
Breaking news, everyone's gay. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop! I just can't afford to go to the movies. I'm really pissed off. I really want to go see it. Actually, I think I have a Regal gift card at my house. Maybe go to the movies. Mike said he wanted to go see Beauty and the Beast. Me and him are going to be blubbering fools watching. I'm going to bring tissues because I'm going to be crying. Like, I just recently rewatched Beauty and the Beast, like, maybe like a year ago. And, like, before that, it'd been, like, I, like, was a teenager, pre-teenager when last time I saw Beauty and the Beast. And I fucking cried when, like, the Beast died for a second. And, like, even though I knew, you know, he was going to be okay and Belle was going to, like, have her Prince Charming, I cried, teared up a little. And I can only imagine when I go and see it, like, in live action, because I saw it on Broadway when I was 10. And that shit, I was in awe. I was pissed off going to it. I was like, I don't want to go to a fucking stupid. People are going to be dressed up as, like, cups and stuff. It's going to look stupid. I don't want to do it. I was 10. I was like, it's stupid. Went. There's a picture of me jaw dropped the entire. My dad took a video with me, and I'm, like, watching. And my dad's like, yeah, and she didn't want to fucking come.
Watching, wait, what again?
It was Beauty and the Beast on Broadway.
Oh.
Like, and these, I was jaw dropped. It was
New
like
York
during
City?
New York City. We were on Broadway. My cousin was in dental school, so like we were visiting her. Oh my god, I was blown away. Blown away. I almost stayed at the hotel. I almost was like, no, I don't want to go. But I went. The only thing I was pissed off about is there was no food. There's no food allowed, period. Anywhere. I was like, you can't even bring a drink? We're going to be here for hours. Like, intermission and shit. They had a bar. It was kind of cool. Actually, intermission was kind of sweet. I don't remember it at all. I want to go on it. I want to go see a Broadway show. So this guy went like viral, like in one day. He posted this picture of like a huge long receipt from this Winn-Dixie. He's like in Florida. He says that his child's mother, wasn't feeling well, needed Tylenol. So he brought her Tylenol, noticed that she didn't have any food, bought her a ton of food for the next couple weeks, and then just posted a picture about it. Just be like, it's time to grow up. Like, this is the mother of, you can't just be like, oh, just provide for your daughter, fuck the mother, like, blah, blah, blah. Overnight, he went viral. Mario Lopez, Shamar Moore. People are sharing. Some e-cards wrote a like, story about it. He like literally went viral overnight. And he's like a normal ass guy. And he's like, so I'm pretty sure I went viral with my post yesterday. Like, that's kind of cool. I'm like, shit. Like, to just go viral literally overnight. Like, this guy's famous now. Like, 292,000 people, like, liked that post. Like, that's gotta be
Just
wild.
temporarily famous. Nobody will remember like a month.
I know, but still, like, to just have this, like, real quick, like, spurt of, like, he could do something. If he plays his, like, if he launches, like, some sort of product right now, boom. I'd buy it just because he's that nice dad and he's hot, too. Like, he's sexy. So everybody's just like, whoa. But yeah, that's pretty wild.
I read a post that says a new toxins book. Just like examined like a bunch of like old myths, and one of them was that you should pee on a jellyfish sting or whatever.
You shouldn't.
And you shouldn't.
Why?
Because there's not enough urea in your urine to actually like disinfect and disable the stingers and shit. That like you can buy products that have concentrated urea, like in case you're going to a beach that has jellyfish, like you can be like proactive about it, but like that pee itself won't, like you could use pee to make.
But you have to go to that.
concentrated
You still have to
urea.
like go get medical attention. People aren't getting medical attention.
It doesn't.
like-
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
No,
Really? Why did they put it all over TV and movies and stuff?
because that's how America is. It's just like to cling on to stuff. They have like a catchphrase, like, "Oh, I got something by jellyfish." Like, "Oh, better pee on it." Like, America's like retarded.
Shit. Don't pee on jellyfish stings.
Vinegar. Pour vinegar on it.
Vinegar. You never really think about the beach.
But if you're gonna like leave your house and go to a beach,
Yeah,
like that might have jellyfish at it,
you should bring some.
probably bring vinegar at least. Like,
Right.
yeah, I guess the stingers stick into your leg, and that the vinegar stops the stingers from like firing off the neurotoxins. So like they're
Oh.
still in your legs at that point, but you can then like safely like use like gloves or like a towel or like water or whatever to like wipe them off.
Right. Right. Alright, so what are we doing? What are you doing?
I'm streaming. I don't know though. I'm 33 minutes of nothing. It's on creative right now because we were learning how to make video games.
Right. Right.
What do you want to do? It's kind of nice out, but it's not that nice out, and it's 7 o'clock.
Right.
So it's getting not nicer out by the minute.
Right. We can play a video game. Hit going up, see if he wants to smoke.
What do you want to play?
I don't know. What do you want to play?
I don't know. What do you want to play?
I don't know. Put something on. What do you feel like playing? We could play there's Binding of Isaac, there's Mario Party, there's Legend of Zelda, there's
Let's
Tony
check to
Hawk.
see. Let's check to see what people are watching. People play.
Yeah. Can you
H1Z1, yeah, is way back up there right now.
You could play that real quick. Text Adam and see if he wants to play.
That's true.
He can hop on mine and you guys can do like. Or are you still fatigued with that game? It's been a while since you played that
Yeah,
game.
it's been a while. I was actually thinking about it this morning.
Throw it down real quick.
Maybe.
It's a good game. It's a game I could play too. You can play. But it takes a while. You can stay, even like, you know. Where's Finding of Isaac? It's not even on the list, right? I don't see it. Oh, it's right there.
Decent amount of people watching it. Oh.
Deep.
He's not. What's deep?
Somebody posted, Brittany Frank did, it's like Gaston and Bao. It's
I don't
just
even
saying
wanna
how
hear it.
it's just saying how Gaston is the most terrifying Disney villain of all because there's a Gaston in everyone's life because he is just a bully who is a bully. He convinces an entire town to set up a wedding with Belle with them not knowing that she has no clue. Like just pretty much in like just he's a bully of good looks. The whole town loves him and because Belle is weird and her dad is a eccentric inventor.
Inventor.
Oh. Inventor. My bad.
Inventor.
Inventor.
Inventor. He's a very eccentric inventor.
Whatever. I know English good.
I know English real good. You don't know English good like you and I.
No. That's true. Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited. It's been a while since I played this game. Play. No?
I was gonna call Ben real quick.
Oh yeah, call him.
Alright, well, I seem to just be getting a white screen when I try to.
Oh, because you changed the scene, remember?
Yeah, but either way, I seem to be getting a white screen. Lame. I can see the mouse cursor. Yeah, I don't know why it's being fucky.
Yeah. Legit. Next, like, party that I have, like, kind of anything, I want to have a taco bar like
Yeah, I'm
that.
about to die from looking at that. Can we go to Moe's or something real quick?
Oh,
I'd rather eat a taco than stream. And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
well, shit.
Even maybe Taco Bell would be alright right now. Taco Bell would work.
Tammy, you want Taco Bell? Is she here? Yeah, she's here.
Mom! You want Taco Bell? Taco Bell! Tacos!
What?
You should make tacos!
Who?
You!
No.
Why not?
Go to Taco
Last
Bell.
night you guys make tacos.
Will you go to Taco Bell?
No.
Why not?
Why not? There's nothing wrong with you two kids.
Tammy!
Leftover chili in the fridge. Come warm it up and eat the chips with it.
You got tortilla shells down there?
Put the chips on the bottom. Pour the hot chili over top of it with the cheese. You both could eat it.
Oh my word.
Killing me, Smalls.
Love you.
Oh yeah, bitch. Thanks, Siri. Fuck you.
I have to leave this attachment. Oh, okay, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Nice.
God damn it.
So, ice cream?
Oh, there we go. Now it's just randomly working. Oh, word, and I joined a game almost immediately.
What if it was an update to fix that? Does that work? Is there an update fix kind of problem?
Could be.
Could be.
We should order food.
Order food? Alright, yeah.
Since this bitch
Yeah.
ain't helping.
Alright, what do you want?
I don't know.
I can order Jack's. Let me check.
Does One Piece deliver today?
Huh? I'm sure it does. But the thing is when I went there to pick up the food, she told me that we were the first ones that ordered.
Ever?
Ever.
Good.
So we were the first ones. She's like, so sorry it didn't work. Well, no, it didn't even really work because
Yes. Yeah, we're those niggas.
so
I'm
like,
that
it makes
nigga.
sense as to why it was like all fucky and stuff. Now
I'm
it's been
that
at least a
nigga.
week since it's been on, so. But the girl was talking
What up,
shit.
pussies? I'm gonna get a cop car and I'm gonna headshot you, and you.
Now watch. You're gonna get a cop car and get a headshot all of them.
What up, pussies? Oh, yo, it's frozen. The stream is frozen. Maybe I just need to restart the computer. It's been a little while. Fucking lame.
You just left the match.
Fucking lame.